Hello students, now we are going to discuss some important topics in 4th lesson electromagnetic induction and alternating current. First we are going to discuss about the energy conservation. Here we are going to discuss about when the induced current flows in the loop, the Joule's heating effect takes place, which means that the energy is dissipated in the form of heat. In this experiment, we are going to derive the equation for the power which is generated in the form of heat. Let us consider a loop which is placed in a magnetic field B vector and it is pulled with a constant velocity V vector towards the right hand side. Due to this movement, the loop experiences the magnetic forces. Let us consider F1 vector, F2 vector and F3 vector are the forces which are acting on the three segments of the loop. Here the forces F2 vector and F3 vector are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So they cancel each other. Therefore, the force F1 vector alone acts on the left segment towards the left side, which can be written as F1 vector is equal to IL vector cross B vector. So the magnitude form of this equation can be written as F1 is equal to ILB sine 90 degree. Here the cross product is replaced in terms of sine theta. The angle between L vector and B vector is considered as 90 degree, where sine 90 is equal to 1. So F1 becomes ILB. This is equation number 1. In order to move the loop, a constant force F vector is applied which is equal to the magnetic force F1 vector. So F vector is equal to minus F1 vector. The magnitude form of this equation can be written as F is equal to F1 which is equal to ILB. Here I is replaced by epsilon by R. So that the equation becomes epsilon by R into L into B. Here epsilon is replaced by BLV. So that the equation becomes BLV by R into L into B. Why epsilon is replaced as BLV? It represents the EMF produced by the loop when it is in motion in the magnetic field. Hence the equation becomes F is equal to BLV by R into L into B, which is equal to B squared L squared V by R. This is equation number 2. Here capital R represents the resistance of the loop and epsilon represents the EMF produced by the loop. Hence the rate at which the mechanical work is done to pull the loop such that the equation for the power can be written as P is equal to F vector dot V vector is equal to FV cos theta. Here the dot product is replaced by cos theta. The angle between F vector and V vector will be 0 degree because both the force and velocity are acting in the same direction. Hence cos 0 will become 1. Here the equation will become P is equal to F into V. Here F is replaced as B squared L squared V by R from the equation 2. So the equation becomes B squared L squared V by R into V, which is equal to B squared L squared V squared by R. This is equation number 3. It represents the power generated by the loop such that the work done by the loop when it undergoes for motion in the magnetic field when no current flows through it. Let us imagine when the induced current flows in the loop, Joule's heating effect takes place, so that the rate at which the thermal energy such that the power dissipated in the loop can be written as P is equal to I squared into R. Here I is replaced by epsilon by R, so that the equation becomes epsilon by R the whole squared into R. Here epsilon is replaced as BLV from the previous equation, so that the equation becomes BLV by R the whole squared into R. Hence the equation becomes P is equal to B squared L squared V squared by R, This is equation 4. We can compare the equations 3 and 4. We can say that these two equations are same. Hence, we can conclude that the mechanical work done in moving the loop appears as the thermal energy in the loop, which obeys the law of energy conservation. Next one is about eddy currents. What are eddy currents? When the magnetic flux linked with a conductor in the form of a sheet or a plate changes, an EMF is induced. As a result, the induced current flow in a concentric circular paths which resembles eddies of water. Hence, these are known as eddy currents or Foucault currents. Next, let us discuss about the production of eddy currents through a simple demonstration. Let us consider a pendulum that can be freely suspended between the poles of a powerful electromagnet. Look at the first picture. This picture shows that keeping the magnetic field switched off, if the pendulum is made to oscillate, it executes a larger number of oscillations before it stops. Here, air friction is a only damping force. Look at the second picture. When the electromagnet is switched on and the pendulum is made to oscillate, it comes to rest within a few oscillations because eddy currents are produced in it and it will oppose the oscillations with respect to Lenz's law. Look at the third picture. In this picture, we can see some slots are cut in the disc. Due to these slots, the eddy currents are reduced and now the pendulum executes several oscillations before coming to rest. This clearly demonstrates the production of eddy currents in the disc of the pendulum. Next one is about drawbacks of eddy currents. When eddy currents flow in the conductor, a large amount of energy is dissipated in the form of heat. The energy loss due to the flow of eddy current is inevitable, but it can be reduced. To reduce eddy current losses, the core of the transformer is made up of a thin laminas insulated from one another. In case of electric motor, the winding is made up of a group of wire insulated from one another. The insulation used does not allow huge eddy currents to flow and hence losses are minimized. Next one is about the applications of eddy currents. First, let us discuss about the induction stove. Nowadays, we are having induction stove at our home. Now, let us discuss about how it works. It is used to cook food quickly and safely with less consumption. Below the cooking zone, there is a tightly wound coil of insulated wire. A suitable cooking pan is placing over the cooking zone. When the stove is switched on, an AC flowing in the coil produces high frequency alternating magnetic field which induces very strong eddy currents in the cooking pan. The eddy currents in the pan produce so much of heat due to Joule's heating effect which is used to cook the food. Next one is about eddy current brake. These types of brakes are generally used in high-speed trains and roller coasters. Strong electromagnets are fixed just above the rails. To stop the train, electromagnets are switched on. The magnetic field of these magnets induces eddy currents in the rail which opposes the movements of the train. This is called eddy current linear brake. In some cases, the circular disc connected in train is made to rotate in between the pole of the electromagnet. When there is a relative motion between the disc and the magnet, eddy currents are induced in the disc which stop the train. This is called eddy current circular brake. Next one is about eddy current testing. It is one of the non-destructive testing methods to find defects like surface cracks, air bubbles present in the specimen. A coil of insulated wire is given an alternating electric current so that it produces an alternating magnetic field. When this coil is brought near the test surface, eddy current is induced in it. and the presence of defects caused the change in the phase and amplitude of the eddy current. Thus, the defects present in the specimen are identified. Next one is about electromagnetic damping. The armature of the galvanometer coil is wound on a soft iron cylinder. Once the armature is deflected, the relative motion between the soft iron cylinder and the radial magnetic field induces eddy current in the cylinder. The damping force due to the flow of eddy current brings the armature to rest immediately and the galvanometer shows a steady deflection. This is called electromagnetic damping. Next one is about self-induction. First, let us discuss about the inductor. What is inductor? Inductor is a device used to store energy in a magnetic field when an electric current flows through it. The examples for inductor are coils, solenoids and toroids. We have discussed about these in the previous slides. What is self-induction? When an electric current flowing through a coil changes, an EMF is induced in the coil. This phenomenon is known as a self-induction. The EMF induced in the coil is called self-induced EMF. Let phi-b be the magnetic flux linked with each turns of the coils. Let N be the total number of turns of the coil. Then the total flux linked with the n number of coils is directly proportional to the current flowing through that coil, which can be written as N phi b is directly proportional to I, or N phi b is equal to L into I. Here proportional is replaced by the proportionality constant capital L. This L indicates the coefficient of self-induction or self-inductance, where L can be written as L is equal to N phi b by I. When the current I changes with time t, an EMF is induced in the coil, and it can be written as epsilon is equal to minus d by dt of N phi b, which is equal to minus d by dt of L into I, which is equal to minus L into di by dt, where L is equal to minus epsilon divided by di by dt. This equation represents the self-induction of the coil. Thank you students. Leave your doubts in the comment box.